Oh yeah, another glorious day at the thrift store. One store, 9 cameras. Looking for the 10th one. You really have to look. You know, you just gotta move things around.
Filming people.
We gotta film our thrift finds. You know, it's like a Discovery Channel show.
Okay. I have enough cameras there.
Yeah.
What are the odds on any of them will work?
Well, we will find out.
Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Dontae Catlett. I'm a filmmaker, photographer, entrepreneur, and beatboxer. On today's video, we're going to be doing another 35mm camera thrift haul. Before we get into the video, make sure you smash that like button, comment down below, and let me know, do you like thrift stores or do you not like them? Also, if you do go to thrift stores, what are you looking for? Make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification so you get a notification every time I upload so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first camera. Yeah! Alright guys, so we got our first camera here. This is actually a Case Logic bag. It was brand new when I found it. And it's the Olympus Trip Autofocus 30. It is a 34mm lens with a 5.6 aperture. It's got a fill-in flash button here and an off flash button. To be completely honest with you, I picked this camera up because it was only 75 cents. It's a really great camera. For me personally, it's not my favorite camera, but for another photographer, I'm sure that they could use this camera. For those that don't know, I run a Depop shop called Film World, where you guys can get all of your 35mm cameras. I also sell camcorders on there and camera accessories, and it's really just a way for me to be able to share these really cool cameras that I find with other photographers. As you know, 35mm film can be really expensive to A, purchase, and B, develop. So as a way to be able to keep up with those expenses, I basically pick up cameras and I'm able to clean them up, make sure that they work, and give them to other photographers. You might live in a place where you only have one thrift store, or maybe even none. Or even if you live in a place with a lot of thrift stores, you really never find cameras like this, of this quality, that actually work, or the ones that you're looking for. So this allows me to make sure that these cameras can live on with somebody else who's really going to take care of them and appreciate them and be able to teach themselves how to take photos. You'd be surprised, there's a lot of people that reach out to me that say, hey, I'm a beginner at photography, or I've never shot with film photography, I'm new to it, what do you think is a great beginner film camera for me? And to be completely honest with you, the best camera that you have is the camera that you have. Hence the name point and shoot cameras. Literally you just point and then you shoot and you take a picture. Of course, there's a little technicality. You can turn the date feature on the back on or off. You can have the flash on or off if you have a zoom camera. So these things you have to know. Also focus distances. If I get this close to you, I'm no longer in focus, but if I come over here, my camera's in manual focus, so it's gonna focus me right here where I'm at. So if you guys have any questions, you guys want to learn more about film photography, or filmmaking, drop a comment and let me know. The next camera! You saw that I found a Minolta talker. I ended up finding another one, which is pretty wild, at a different thrift store. This one was $9 and it has a 2.8 aperture. It has an adjustable ISO ring that goes up to 1000 ISO and as low as 25. It's pretty weird to me that they would come up with this mechanism that just clamps onto the front, because if not, then your lens is just exposed. It has a pop-up flash, which is really cool. I think what's unique about this camera is that it was made in the 80s, but Minolta made a camera that talks to you. It lets you know if there's no film inside, and it also lets you know if your picture was too dark. Here, let me put some batteries in there. And if there's anything about me, is that I have plenty of batteries, all different types. I didn't know that these cameras took these types of batteries and that there were that many, but every time I would find a new camera at a thrift store, I'd be like, oh, I guess I don't have this battery for this. And to save money and time, I would bring these batteries in with me at the thrift store, because why would I make a $9 investment if I'm gonna get home and it broke? And I do have a lot of those, so if you want to see my broken cameras, drop a comment right now, let me know. That's without the sound. Now listen to this. Saying no film. But overall, I think that it's a really sharp camera with or without the flash on.
A lot of people might look at this and not know exactly what this is, but essentially it is for the Minolta talker. Or I believe I can use this on the Canon.
Next camera! The next camera that we have here is an Olympus Stylus. I found this on sale for $9 and I couldn't believe when I saw it. I was having pretty bad luck. All the cameras at this thrift store were over $12 and I don't have a problem with that, but I can't justify grabbing a camera if the value is less of what they're charging, or if not the same, and I don't need that camera. So I found this one for $9, which is really cool. It is the Olympus Stylus Epic Zoom 115, so it has a 38mm lens. It goes all the way up to 115, which is pretty absurd if you ask me. It makes me cringe because all I can think about is like, man, if you dropped your camera and the lens was out like this, look how long that lens is. It's pretty ridiculous. I'm zoomed all the way to the camera. It's an all weatherproof camera. I don't think it's waterproof, but I mean it's safe enough to bring out in the rain kind of. I really love Olympus. I say this every single time, but the clamshell case, it's just a really iconic shape and design. The sounds it makes. This particular one does have a quartz data back right here, and then it does have an adjustable diopter, so you can adjust the focusing. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite camera to shoot with? And if you didn't know this already, this is your first time stumbling on this channel, then there's something I do like to do, which is go to a lot of thrift stores. For me personally, there's a lot of nostalgia there when you go to the thrift stores, whether I'm looking for clothes, furniture, video games, cameras. There's always something really cool. This Budweiser cup right here that I found, 50 cents at the thrift store. Just a cool prop. Cleaned it up and you know, it's as good as new. I found a lot of books there as well. So the next camera I found, it came in this Samsonite camera bag, cool little shoulder bag, and it has the original manual in it, which is pretty rare to find. In a camera like this, you really want to have the manual because there's a lot of functions to it. This is the Nikon or Nikon Zoom 800 autofocus. It goes from 38mm all the way to 130mm. So that lens is gonna come out to like right about here. It's got little modes for portrait, landscape, sports. It's got a really bright flash. It's a cool camera. It's in really good condition other than the little scratch right here. And I ended up picking this camera up for $4.95. Great steal. This was sitting behind the case of some thrift store underneath a bunch of different cameras, and this came with a Motion Systems leather camera bag, and it also came with a box, and this is the Pentax IQ Zoom 105 Super. For me personally, I think that this camera is a little bulky. It's built like a tank. It's not the camera that's right for me to get the job done, so if you guys are interested, link's gonna be in the description. Film World. I appreciate you guys staying all the way into this part of the video. We've got a couple cameras left and some lenses. So this one came in the Olympus leather bag right here with the Velcro. I saw it and I just thought like, okay, well the case itself was sitting by itself, and I was like, all right, 99 cents, I'll take the case. No problem. I got Olympus cameras at home, and as I was walking a little bit further down, I ended up finding this beauty, the Olympus Stylus Zoom. It is the 35-70. I found, I think, maybe like 2 or 3 of these. This one was only $4 at the thrift store, and in amazing quality. It doesn't have the data back on it, which I'm not really a fan of anyways. It is a weatherproof camera. It has one little tiny scratch on it, and I mean, what a find this was. Anytime I'm able to find these styluses, it makes me happy. I don't know if that's just me or the people feel the same way, but if you do, I appreciate you.
They got tripods. They gotta have cameras around here somewhere. Oh, baby. Come to Papa. Yes, baby. Let's see what y'all got over here. Oh, baby. I'm damn near taking this whole box home with me.
The next camera that I got right here is this Canon. It comes in like in a half zip, soft hard shell case. So what I'd say like a medium shell case. I don't know what I would call that, but it is the Canon SureShot 60 zoom date. It's got the date mode in the back, and something I like about Canon is their unique design with the little wheel in the back. There's just something so cool about that. This camera is in pristine condition, nice clean drawstring. I mean, look at this neck strap right here. Why were they making it so long for? Like, what is this? It's not gonna drop. It's pretty obnoxious to see how long this is, but I get why they do it. So I think that this goes from 38 to 60 millimeters, and it has an aperture of 4.5 to 6.7, a bunch of different features. It's a pretty little fast camera. Let's drop a battery in here and show you guys real quick. Yeah. Alright, maybe not that fast. I've had models of this. I've actually found a lot of different models. Like, this is one of the most common film cameras that I find in thrift stores a lot, are the Sure Shots, and they're always in like this similar condition. Maybe a little bit of scratches, but they all work. So that to me just tells me that even though that they're a plastic body, they're made to last. And I don't know about you, anytime that I find a broken camera, I try to fix it myself. I remember the first time I did it, I shocked myself 3 times on one camera. And when you open these things up, I mean, it's just, you talk about engineering, and I have no idea. And I have a high respect for the people who make these cameras.
Minolta digital, Minolta 35mm automatic, Maxim 5000i, 15 bucks. So we'll get that for 11 bucks. It works. What we have here is a Nikon EM90. Unfortunately, shutter release is broken right here, as you can see. But I mean, what a steal if it wasn't broken.
We have an SLR camera right here. This is the Minolta Maxim 5000i. I went into Eco Thrift and I saw it sitting on the shelf for $15, and I thought to myself, it might be a little too pricey. Let me just wait and see if it comes back. That's the thing, you're taking a risk. It could disappear or it could be there when you come back. So I ended up finding this, went back, and the price had changed. The thing I like about Eco Thrift is that they have 3 different promo structures. They got green tags 25% off, white 50% off, orange 75% off. So this one was 25% off, and I knew that there was perfect time to snag it. What's cool about this one, and I've never really seen this before, is that you can actually put a memory card in here, and there's a button where you can switch between card and film. It takes 35mm film. The flash doesn't pop up, it's kind of just right there on the front, which is really cool. Let's see, it came with a 35 to 70mm lens, 3.5 to 4.5 aperture, which is pretty weird to me that it only goes to 4.5. But other than that, I think that this is a really great beginner SLR camera right here.
1/8 of a second. Cool.
The last SLR camera that we found is this Pentax K1000. I got this for $30, and nowadays, I mean, these Pentax K1000s go for, at least that I've seen, you can get them anywhere from $40 to $250. Just depends on like what attachments are coming with it. But I checked it all out. All of the aperture rings sound amazing. The camera advances, the shutter fires. Each shutter speed sounds like how it should. This is the first time I've ever found a Pentax K1000, and I mean, it's in pristine condition. Came with this really cool leather strap. For 30 bucks, would you have picked this camera up? Let me know in the comments. I'm a little torn. Since this is the first Pentax I've ever found, I compare this heavily to the Minolta SRT 201, and I'm actually leaning towards the Minolta a little bit more. I don't know who was more superior in making SLR cameras, but this thing's built like a tank. It was made to last. Alright you guys, the last 2 things that I found at the thrift store were 2 lenses. I ended up copying this Minolta 45mm lens right here. It had a haze filter on it, 49mm haze filter, so it gives your images this really cool dreamy effect on it. It is a Minolta Rocar 45mm f2 lens, so the aperture goes to f2. I copped this for $3. I was going through the thrift store, I found this leather case, and it's always a great idea to just, you know, move things around and look in things and see what you can find. I ended up finding this fisheye attachment right here. It's a semi fisheye, so this is probably like a 12mm, but I'll put it up to the lens so you can see what it does. I know it won't be in focus, but this is pretty cool. Turns the 45mm into a fisheye lens. The rings go thread onto this lens and then thread onto here from female to male. Or is it male to female? I don't know, you get what I'm saying though. I said, how much would you take for this? She said 50 cents and it's yours. So I didn't argue with her on that. And I went and traveled up to Reno to visit my girlfriend's family, and I was going through a bunch of different camera bags. I ended up finding this Sony Handycam. Reminds me of my very first camera, which is right over here. This one works. Mine, some of the buttons don't work anymore as it did, and I like that it takes the mini DV tapes. It's smaller, so it's easier to carry around. This thing was only $6. Back in the day, these things went for over $200, maybe even $400. It's got a really like bright flash on it. It's got great audio quality, nice shot. I do need to figure out a way to put this onto my computer though. For now, just hold on to the tapes. Somebody was telling me that I should use a capture card. If you guys have any tips about how to convert the VHS, please leave a comment. This is a really dope camera. There's something about film, there's something about VHS, the nostalgic feeling that's coming back, and a lot of people are using it in music videos and just different vlogs. I think that is really cool, and I think that is something that everybody should definitely try. The only thing that I wish it was easier to do was just to convert it to digital. I don't feel comfortable paying the shop $20 every single time. So if you have any solutions on how I can convert this, let me know, or else I'm just gonna go and do what everyone does and Google. Alright you guys, that's the end of this video. That was the 35mm camera vintage thrift haul. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button so you never miss any of my videos, and turn on your post notifications so you get a notification every single time I upload. If you enjoyed this, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what else you guys want to see. If you want to see filmmaking, photography, more thrift hauls, entrepreneur tips, or beatboxing videos, let me know. Again, my name is Dontae Catlett, and I'm out. Yeah!